Hello everybody, welcome to this video. In the previous video, we learned about chain rule. So today we're going to learn something new called the product rule. So what is product rule all about? So as the name comes, you should know that product rule actually means that so if I have two functions f and g together, um, and I would like to differentiate them, all I have to do is to apply product rule. Okay, so what are the steps to take to do product rule? We'll find out in a while. Okay, so we move on to what product rule is all about. Okay, so given that a function y is the product of the function f and the function g. Okay, to do product rule, we first differentiate f, keep g, and then keep f and differentiate g. Okay, so basically we differentiate the first term. So we differentiate the first term, and then we keep the second term. So you see, it's first term and second term. So differentiate the first term, keep the second term, and then we add it to keeping the first term and differentiating the second term. Okay, so let's practice one example. So with your current knowledge, if you will have to differentiate y is equals to x plus 3 times x plus 2, what you would do is you would actually just expand out. So if you have tried those questions in the textbook that I have mentioned for you to try in the previous videos, you have realized that you would actually expand this thing out. Okay, so we'll do it using the method we know currently. So let's expand it out. Let me just write it out first. Okay, so let's expand it out. We will actually get x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. Okay, so simplify it to get 5x plus 6. Okay, so if you were to differentiate it, so this bringing down the power of 2, I'll get 2x power, it becomes 1, 5x becomes 5, 6 becomes 0. Okay, so this is my derivative. Okay, and if I were to have to evaluate it at 1, at x equals to 1, at x equals to 1, then my answer would be 2 times 1 plus 5, which is actually 7. Okay, so now we have learned product rule. So let me write out product rule. So we recall that, let's say if a function y is a function of f and g, then the derivative would just be differentiating the first term, keeping the second term, plus keeping the first term, differentiating the second term. Okay, so let's try. So now we have y is equals to x plus 3 and x plus 2. So let this thing be f and let this thing be g. Okay, so what we will have is we will differentiate this term first. So differentiating this term, we get 1. Okay, 1 times keeping this term x plus 2. Okay, plus keeping the f, differentiating the g, which will also give us 1. So if we write it out all together, we will actually get 2x plus 5. Okay, which is actually similar. So you can do a comparison between using product rule and using just the normal way which you have learned. Okay, but product rule is more general in the sense that any kind of product you could actually do using product rule and it will be easy. So let me move on. So dy dx at x equals to 1, we will also expect you to sub 1 in, you will also get 7. Okay, so similarly, the two answers are the same. Okay, let's try another example. So for example, if we had to differentiate something like that, and if you were to want to actually expand this thing out, then you have a problem, because this term over here is not easily expandable, and this term over here, it's not so easy to expand after you have expand this one. So let us make use of chain rule and product rule, which we have learned. So let me just write um, product rule g of x. So y prime is f prime x gx plus fx g prime x. Okay, so let's try. So let's make this thing f and this thing g. Okay, so we want to use product rule. So um, differentiating it using product rule, actually differentiate this term to get 1, and then keeping this term over here, plus now we will have to keep this term and differentiate this. So how do we differentiate this? We remember that we can make use of chain rule, right? So to get 2 square root of x plus 1, and then we have to multiply by the differential of what is inside. So the differential of square root of x would actually, okay, the differential of 1 would be 0. So I'm only left with differentiating the square root of x. The square root of x is actually x to the power of half. So after doing it, I'll actually get half and then x to the power of minus half. Okay, so what I will get is square root of x plus 1 square plus this half and the 2 will actually cancel out. So what I will actually get is x plus 3 times square root of x plus 1 times 1 over square root of x. Okay, so this is actually my answer. Okay, so I have made use of chain rule as well over here. Okay, for those of you who cannot see properly, maybe you can just go and try to just do just differentiate this term over here, and then you will probably get this term over here. Okay, so you can employ chain rule. Okay, so in summary, for a function y equals to f of x and g of x, the differential by chain rule is just differentiating f, keeping g, and then I add it to differentiating g times keeping f. Okay, so in words, it will be just differentiating the first term and keeping the second term, and then we add another part, which is the differentiation of the second term and keeping the first term. Okay, with this you will be able to practice these few questions inside your A Maths textbook from PenPack. Some of the questions are more difficult. I have labeled them. Good luck with the questions. Okay, with that, I thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.